What's up, everyone?
Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? I cut you off, innit?
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's cool.
What did you want to say? Say it.
Pretty much, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much the same thing.
No, say it, say it.
How's everyone doing?
No, say it properly. Say it properly like the way you say it when you do the intro.
How's everyone doing?
No, I mean the full thing.
Oh, what's up, everyone? How are you guys
How's everyone doing? I just wanted to cut you off again. What's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
I firstly I want to shout out something.
Shout out who? Me?
Not you. Yeah, you.
For?
Wait, yeah, you.
What for?
Your birthday.
Oh.
Oh, I celebrated her birthday 2 days ago. Happy birthday.
Is it 2 days? Yeah, 2 days ago.
It's
Yeah. I'm
something years old.
I was gonna say
I was gonna say, but I don't know how you feel about it. But
I actually don't mind sharing my age. It's not that I'm gonna say it, but I feel like I have nothing to hide.
Why do women hide their age anyway?
Why is it private? Various reasons. But I think the main thing is womanhood has been associated with a lot of like timelines.
Yeah.
So in terms of like when you're gonna get married, there's this unspoken timeline. When you're gonna have children, there's this unspoken timeline. And besides
so basically you're hiding your age because you don't think you've reached certain places that you feel like you should be reaching.
Sometimes that's what it is. And also other times people don't want to be offended. Like if you looked at my face and you told me I look 50, I'll be so offended. I think men don't really care. Like if someone said you look 50, you're just like, yeah.
No, that hurts a little bit. I'm never gonna let that hurts a little bit. I think you know what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think some guys, I don't think I've met a guy
who's shy of his age.
In fact, I think maybe for guys, it's more about the achievement standpoint.
Yeah.
If you feel like you've gotten to where you need to be at your age, you're not shy about what age you are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So for me personally, I'm just like, like I'm not worried about it. Like I'm not worried about anyone telling my age. Number one, everyone always thinks that I'm younger. So that's one thing. And then
I actually wonder how old people think I am. Every time someone has guessed, they've guessed younger, but
yeah, no, I always get younger.
Yeah.
I always get younger. There was one person that
I take that as a good thing.
Yeah, there was one person that did go over because I kind of they expected.
You told them, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of hinted that it's not what you think.
Yeah, so they're like, let me shoot.
I was like, yeah, no, you shot too high.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm blessed.
Yeah, no, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hope you had a great day. I tried to make it as special as possible, but my wife was...
Yeah. No, this year was a very reflective year for me.
Yeah.
So I decided I wanted to have a very quiet birthday. I didn't even want to post on social media, to be honest. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even like post except for like people who reached out to say happy birthday and stuff. But
just reply back to them.
Yeah, but this year I just wanted to be a bit more quiet, reflective, pray more, study more, and then we can have fun over the weekend.
Look at that, yeah. How many people will say that for my birthday? I just want to study more.
Yeah,
that's very rare.
I feel like when you start growing, not to say that I'm old, but when you start growing, it's like let's put the food aside and let's be serious.
You know what? It's not that it becomes less special. It's that you realize how important of a landmark it actually is.
Yeah.
It's not just a day of celebration, but it's also a day where you can reflect.
Yeah.
And you focus more on the next year rather than the past year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after like I celebrate my birthday, I'm just like, oh wow, this was amazing. Okay, so what can I do next year for it to be even better?
Right.
And that's like that's where I always go to. But yeah, I mean, as time goes on, like when was the last time I asked for a birthday party or anything? If anything, I'm a quiet person. I'm just like,
we don't ever do birthday parties.
Yeah, I'm more of a like the most.
You're very chilled, yeah.
Yeah, the most I would probably do is like a meal with like some friends.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2
But
or
I
3?
think when
How
it
many
gets to
friends do I
like
even
serious milestones, I'll definitely do something. Like when I turn 50, no, actually 40. When I turn 40, the whole world will know I'm 40. And when I turn 50, lock off.
No.
You will know I'm 50. not even just by looking like me, but by God's grace, I'm trusting that I'll be well accomplished by then. So I'll be able to celebrate in grand style. But yeah, anywho.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got something interesting for you guys.
Actually,
today.
people have been asking for us to do this for a while. And I think, of course, if you follow us on social media, Instagram, you would know that, you know, a lot of exposure came around our wedding.
Yeah.
When we got married back in 2016. So we had a lot of people asking us questions. And I think, of course, because we've been very like open about our faith, and people do know that we're in like a position where we serve as pastors and stuff, they feel very safe and confident to ask us like really heavy questions, not just around relationships, but also around like just general life and just general living. So we thought would, you know, address some of these. We've reached out for some questions, and we thought would address some of these. Hopefully it covers like what you're going through. I don't know what your friend is going through.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just touch on a few of these, and hopefully it can bless someone, and you can have like a bit of insight into it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
So, this first person is asking, and these are like going to be very anonymous. I'm not reading word for word because I want to keep it as discreet as possible.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so not word for words, but you get the gist. So this person is asking how to release offense or hurt, especially if it comes to someone that you never thought will hurt you, like a spouse. So I'm actually guessing in this case it's like their spouse, like their partner.
Yeah.
They're really hurt and offended, and how do you release them? Actually, have you been offended by me before?
Yes.
Hey, that I know yes, but like pipe it down.
Oh, well, how should I say it?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. No, I know.
No, I know you have, but I'm just saying that was a bit of too much energy. It's like, yeah. Anywho.
But yeah, no. I mean, offense happens.
And how have you released me when I offended you?
Number one, I think the thing that helps me with offense in general, not just in marriage, is just to realize that you probably did it to someone else eventually. You're not perfect. When you realize that you're not perfect, then it's easy for you to release other people as well.
Yep.
I think it takes me back to the story in the Bible where the master forgave one of the servants of a lot of money, and then the servant, his fellow servant, owed him a little bit of money, and he went to put the servant to jail.
Yeah.
When you realize how much God has forgiven you for some of the things that you've done, then it's easy for you to release other people, because you realize that sometimes there's not more than what you've done. Sometimes you realize that sin is still sin, whether no matter how big, no matter how small, sin is still sin. You still do wrong. So I think my number one is, like, you're not perfect either. You know, the thing is probably yours is probably hidden more than anyone else's. Do you know what I mean? So you can always tell people and complain about people about what they've done in their lives, but you have to realize that you're not perfect either. Yeah. So
I think the way that I've released people, the way I've released you.
See, now you're just trying to get back at me. I see.
I'm not trying to get back.
I see. It's fine.
But the way I've released offense and hurt is mainly separating the offense from the offender.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to go deep on that one.
So, whatever the offense is, like, they are not what they did.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So I really try hard to separate the act from the person. It makes it easier for me to forgive them, because I genuinely know that in our marriage, for example, I know that you genuinely love me, you genuinely care for me, you want my best interest, but it could have just been like a circumstance that led you to do what you did, and it's not you. Because I know you are not intentionally trying to hurt me or, make me offended. So that's the first step for me. I try to separate that. When I separate that, I know that whatever you did for me, like, or whatever you did is sometimes out of character,
Yeah.
right? And then it makes it easy for me to have a conversation and ask what actually happened. Like, why did you do that? It makes the conversation easier because I know it's not you. It's what you did.
I had an interesting talk about something similar to with someone this week, and I was telling her, like, yo, you know, like, she was like talking about forgiving someone, and I was like, yo, you know that guy is a good person, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I genuinely know that he's a good person. I was like, yeah, then why do you think it happened? He's like, I have no idea. So that way it's like, so it's okay, cool, them. Like, it's not them, you know. It's
and I'm not
them,
saying like everything is like a spirit and everything is like being influenced by
I mean,
a demon,
it's easier to forgive when it's like, okay, cool, like, I know this person is not a thief.
Yeah.
So what caused
what makes them want to steal all the time?
No, not even that what made them steal at that time? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know you're not a liar, but why did you feel like the need to lie at that time? Do you know what I mean?
I think when you do that, it makes the conversation very easy. It sets the tone for you to have a good conversation where that stems from. And also, back to what you were saying, but just like a little different perspective in that regard is, yes, you're not perfect, but you know, sometimes I feel like we weigh offenses.
Yeah.
Okay. So we feel like, no, this is excusable and that is not excusable.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is the fact that, let's say, for example, my problem or my issue is maybe telling little lies. And maybe you have this is an example, you have a problem with, I don't want to say murder, that's wild. But
that's
like,
extreme.
Yeah, like you have like, wow, let's say
I'm a fighter. I'm always fighting people.
You fight, you physically fight people. You always get angry, you snap, you break bottles and stuff. It's very easy for me to put that on a scale and say, no, yours is not excusable, but mine is.
Yeah.
But what I used to help me all the time is mine is less excusable to me. There's someone else that will be really irritated by a lie.
Yeah. Because at least lying is hiding something, but at least if you get angry quickly, you got your emotions on the sleeve, and I know who I'm dealing with. But liars, I don't know who I'm dealing with. People can't deal with sneaky people sometimes.
Yeah. So for me, it's just like it could be, you can put on a scale and say one is worse than the other, but like one of my biggest, I would even say pet peeves, but I really can, and I've told you, I really can't stand lies.
Yeah.
And someone can feel like, oh, it's just a lie, but that would take me off.
Yeah.
And there are other things that would be like so grievous to other people that I'm just like, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
So it's always having that mindset that what you think is small to you might be a very big deal to someone else. So it makes it easy for you to like pardon people and excuse their wrong, knowing that your imperfection is grand in the eyes of someone. And truly in the eyes of God, like, you'd be surprised, like the things that God hates, you know, a lying like, you'd be surprised that some of the things I think that we've classified as like grievous sins are not even mentioned like that in the Bible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's quite interesting when we dig in and like really study the Bible. You realize that there are certain things that we make a big deal out of. It's hardly ever mentioned.
Yeah, it's true.
You know.
But yeah, in terms of that, I think if you keep those things in mind, it becomes a lot easier to forgive people, and also realize that you're a team. Work together, speak together, communicate, and then get together and just. I know that you've hurt me, but I really want to move forward with it. Talk about it. How can we do better? How can we move forward? How can we make sure it doesn't happen again? And then make plans. You're on the same team. Move forward, and then go from there. Cool.
Okay. So this next question is quite interesting. Is she's asking, please, how can I deal with my husband's female friends? He's too close to them. And sometimes I feel there's something going on between them. I've never been comfortable about them.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one I will have to ask you. Personally,
I feel if you have boundaries set in place, if you have boundaries put in place in the beginning, it becomes a lot easier.
Before you get married.
Boundaries is one of the conversations that you must have in the beginning of a relationship. Like,
boundaries as in what boundaries are like, necessary for your
all relationship? Boundaries. All boundaries. If it's how you talk to each other, how much you can play. There was one boundary that you really, really broke when we first after we got married. We never spoke about it. And I never felt that we needed to have this discussion because my wife was a very gentle person. She's very like well spoken. I thought, okay, cool, like she's calm. If my wife wants to play,
that is not a boundary. Let me tell you. It is a boundary. I will defend myself.
It is a boundary. If she wants to play, she will play.
It's not. Let me tell you.
And I remember that very day, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do know what I'm talking about. When you were screaming and shouting and trying to jump on me and stuff like that, saying you wanted popcorn. Remember? It was popcorn. You said
popcorn.
You said I want popcorn, and you were just screaming and shouting.
Was it popcorn?
I don't know. Yeah, it was popcorn.
Even the mere fact that we're talking about popcorn is a clear indicator that it was a joke.
Why, you don't like popcorn?
No, I can never be serious about popcorn.
No, but that's the thing. I knew it was a joke.
So then why? So what's the boundary that I didn't get it? What was the boundary?
I was like, yo, okay, that's enough. You know when someone's tickling you? Okay, imagine someone's tickling you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. After a while, you're like, yo, okay, stop. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
So what? You don't play too much?
Pardon? No, it's not like I don't like playing, but there's a limit.
No, let me just tell you. Let me give you guys background so
okay,
that
go for
it. He's not saying it.
No, I am. I'm saying exactly how it needs to be said.
This is it. Pastor Kobe and I, or my husband and I, right? We were in a long distance. It wasn't even a relationship. Where is it?
Why are you going so far back?
I want to set the tone so that they get it.
Cool. All right, go for it.
Before we got married, we were in a long distance situation. A good situation. So, because it wasn't a relationship. We were not in a relationship.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but we were in a long distance, like conversations and stuff like that. So I think you didn't really know me. That's what I think it was. You actually didn't know me. So there was like, we got married, and I think a week or two after, I just showed him a bit of like the real me that I would like, it's me. So I would have thought he wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, I can be very, very playful, like in a very physical way, but like, I'm not hurting you. So I was like jumping on you. Was I choking you?
No, I don't think you were choking.
What was I doing?
Do you know what it was? Yeah.
What was I actually doing? Because I know I jumped on you.
You were like jumping on my back. You were like, I think it was like playing with my face.
I was playing.
Like, I'm just like, okay.
No, but for me, I was actually playing.
At first, it was like, ha 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 ha, yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah. After I was like, okay, yo, chill, like relax. Like,
yeah.
And you just kept going, and I like she didn't like get the. I don't think you were taking it seriously, but I was being
because for me that was me. Like, that's just how I play.
I remember I called your mom as a joke.
You actually, you know what? When you called my mom, I was actually confused at that point.
Really?
Because I was like, why are you calling my mom? But you literally called my mom. You're like,
do you know
Auntie,
do you know why I called your mom?
Alberta is acting up, and you got my mom scared because now she was like, hey, Kukwa, what are you doing? What's going on? Stop it, stop! Because she probably thought we were fighting.
Yeah,
you know
I know. That was kind of funny. I didn't think she'd take it that seriously. You know?
That's what I'm saying.
I think there was another time that we did that. The second time
I wouldn't do anything like that.
No, but do you know what, in my mind, yeah, I knew it was a joke. Like, me calling your mom, you knew it was a joke. Like, I didn't know.
No, I didn't even know it was a joke because I'm like, why are you calling her?
If I had called my mom would have been like, you guys stop fooling around, that kind of thing. I didn't think your mom would have taken it seriously.
That's what I'm saying, because she wouldn't, knowing me, she wouldn't expect you to call me for something like Alberta is jumping on me.
Playing too much.
Exactly.
So I called her mom, and the mom was just panicking. But
no, she was really panicking.
But at least now you know that, okay, cool, like
it's a bit too much for you.
Yeah, like it's a bit too much for me.
Why though?
Pardon?
Why?
That's my pardon answer again. For me personally, it's just, I don't know. Like, I just have a limit. It's just how God made me, man. Don't judge me.
Okay, cool.
So what is it? So boundaries.
Yeah.
It was like I had not seen a hint of that through like our whole talking phase or anything like that. So it was a huge surprise to me. And as a huge surprise to me, I was just like, raw, like, okay, cool. Like, maybe we would have had that conversation if I realized that you were really, really, because I've not gotten with certain girls because they were too much for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's certain girls I've been speaking to, and they were like, crazy all the time, and I was just like, yo.
So if you saw the
that's not
real
my
me
energy.
before marriage, you wouldn't have married me.
No, because I know the real you was not. That was not. It's not 24/7 you.
Okay, cool.
Because other girls were like all the time, like
a
very,
lot of
very,
energy.
yeah, too much energy.
Yeah.
And, like, is that how when I come home from work?
Just jumping on the
Yeah,
bed.
it's not the time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you set boundaries right in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
let them know. You know what
This
kind
is
of
what I
friends
can
you
take
have,
and that's
even
what I can't.
male friends, female friends with a guy. Like, what kind of male friends do you have? How many
Mhm.
times do you go out every day? You know, how many times you go out every week? Like, do you go out every Saturday? That's too much. You know, let them know the boundaries and what's too much and what's enough and what's not enough. Have those conversations instead of being loved up all the time. Have those serious conversations. When you have those serious conversations about boundaries, then I think it really helps. But at the moment, because you're already in a relationship or in a marriage, I think it's going to be a little bit more of a difficult conversation because it feels like you're reacting to something.
Yeah.
Rather than being proactive. But for everyone who's looking to a relationship, have those boundary conversations. If you have a problem with anyone, okay?
Yeah, it's just something.
But yeah, for anyone who is in that relationship, I think sit down and have that conversation. Say, yo, I didn't mention it before, but let's have a serious conversation. It's not because I'm jealous. It's not because I'm angry. It's not because I'm offended.
It
but
just makes
we need
you
to have that
uncomfortable.
conversation, and
Yeah.
because I'm sure they want you to be happy as well.
Yeah. And I think another way to go about it is after you've had that conversation and you're both on like a good understanding about friendship circles and stuff like that. I think you should also try and be warm and friends with his friends.
Because be intentional.
You have to be very intentional about being your husband's friends.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, because it would only be uncomfortable, like normal human nature. If he has certain friends that you're not comfortable with, it's just human nature. You're not gonna like it. So make the effort. Try and get to know his friends. Maybe get them to come home, go out with them. If it's a work colleague and it's nothing you can work around, like that's a conversation to be had. But generally speaking, if there are female friends around your husband or your partner, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, that you're not comfortable with, attempt being their friends. I think that's a very good starter because it tells a lot about your person as well. You know, you can't just sit down and be judgmental all the time and always pointing accusing fingers, because it's just a matter of time when your partner will be tired of you because you're always accusing him and you're not creating that kind of environment where he can be himself. So firstly, attempt the friendship, have the conversation. And also I would say, if it really does make you uncomfortable and you've like seen certain things that you just feel like, no, could actually make or break the relationship, and I think you should have an accountability person that can why are you screw facing?
No, I'm just thinking.
Yeah, have an account.
It got me thinking who's ours, but we have loads. So
have someone that you can actually go to with your partner, someone he respects, and someone that can pour into you and give you
someone mutual as well,
good godly counsel. Exactly, because it's something that you both respect, because of course you don't want it to be one-sided where they feel like they're just taking sides. So someone you both respect. If it's a serious issue and you feel like this could actually be detrimental to your relationship, speak to that person and get good godly counsel, so that you know nothing is hidden and in secret. Because I think sometimes women have this, I don't even know why it's like that, but sometimes you feel like you don't want to expose your husband or your partner, or you don't want to like put them out there, but you actually will be doing more harm than good to yourself.
If you're
hiding it
time,
and you're not getting good
you need to speak
like, you're not getting the answers that you need.
Because like there are times where you're upset with someone, they don't know why you're upset with them. Like have that conversation with them. And then just be like, yo, you do this right, and it's not right.
So definitely be accountable to someone and have that conversation. If it's too far gone and, you know, something has to be done about it.
All right, cool. We've got time for one more. We've been hearing like a lot of feedback saying that they want the podcast to be longer.
Yeah. Some people are like, 30 minutes, that's too short. I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a girl that's saying that she's 25 years and she's not dating or in any relationship, and she's worried about what time. Okay, let me try and read it. So I'm 25 and in Turkey, and I'm not dating or in a relationship. I'm worried what time I will get married, yet I'm not seeing anyone and I can't find anyone in Turkey. What's with Turkey? And not going home anytime soon. So I'm assuming she's not based in Turkey, right? And when I go back home, my mom is on my neck to get married. Ooh, 25. Yeah. It goes back to the the unnecessary pressure that we put on ourselves as women. And which is normal. I get it. Like, we feel like we have a clock, but you don't have a clock when it comes to God. Because, and I know, like, it sounds like, oh yeah, every time you're saying trust God's timing, but it's really what you can offer. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're 25, we got married. I got married when I was 26. In my ideal plan for my life, I wanted to get married at 24.
Yeah.
At 24 is when I had one of the maddest breakups of my life. I had been in a 4-year relationship.
Probably like the only breakup of your life.
Are you laughing at me? Yeah, so I'm 24.
I'm not even laughing at you. It's like, it's actually commendable. It's actually good.
Yeah, but I'm 24 and I had a really bad breakup. I've been in this relationship for 4 years, technically. And I'm just thinking to myself, oh my God, where do I start from?
Yeah.
Because this is what I've known 4 years, thinking, okay, we're going to get married. It's going to like settle and evolve into a good and healthy marriage. And everything just falls apart. And I'm actually questioning God because I'm 24. So I'm thinking, okay, God, so now I need like at least 1 year to get to know someone, even meet someone before I get to know them. That's like another year. Date, be in a relationship before he proposes to me, before I get married. Lord, I'm going to be like, what, 29?
Yeah.
So I was like, I had all these questions and doubts in my mind. But I think the reason why I'm going back to the point about trusting God is because from 24 to 25 was when we got engaged, when you proposed to me. And I would never have thought in my wildest dreams that I would have been engaged a year after that breakup. I would have thought. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just want women to take that unrealistic pressure off themselves, especially if you're spiritual and you have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
To make room and factor in, have a God factor where you know that God can do anything and everything in his time. But it doesn't take away from the fact that you also have to, when I say put yourself out there, I'm not saying like just
in a bad way,
just be looking like thirsty and desperate. But it's like, if you actually want to get married, you have to be around human beings.
To be honest, putting yourself out there in that negative way is worse.
It's not attractive.
Because,
it's not attractive for a woman.
The guys that you will want, or the guys that will want you, are there for the wrong reasons. Like they're attracted to you for the wrong reasons, and it's not to get married. It's like you're not going back home anytime soon to go and introduce anyone to your mom. Because it will bring the wrong people.
And I know this person that asked the question, actually what just came to mind is, I know this person that asked the question is black. And sometimes we put, and it goes back to like putting unnecessary limits on yourself. So let's say you're based in Turkey and you're surrounded by white people. If you tell yourself your husband has to be black, 100% you're not going to find. Your chances of finding someone in Turkey is 0. Not 1.
So just
you know what I mean?
Keep yourself open.
You need to be very
there's
open.
There's a few things that you have to say. Okay, non-negotiable. Like okay.
Yeah, there's certain things that are non-negotiable. If you're Christian, your faith, and like they're saved and all of that. But besides that, sometimes we just have like a weird, unrealistic list of who we want God to, we want God to meet. And if that person doesn't come, then you feel like, okay, you can never get married. But be flexible with your list, because for all you know, what God has for you, I know it sounds odd, but what God has for you will probably be not what you expected.
Yeah.
It could be everything good. I actually was watching this show, right? And she's actually a celebrity. I don't want to mention her name, but she's quite famous. And who she's married to now, she said in her ideal world, she never would have said to be married to that man. He's a whole lot older than her. I think 10 years more. And he has 3 kids. He's established, accomplished in life. And she was about 35 when she got married.
Yeah.
And she said in her ideal world, she wouldn't have been, and actually he was also divorced, right? In her ideal world, like who's putting their list together and saying, Lord, I don't mind a divorced man. I don't mind a man with kids. Like
true.
no one is putting that on their list, but she was very open to what love could look like if she allowed God to do the choosing. And this was someone that actually pushed her closer to God than every other person that she had been with in her past.
Do you know what? Yeah, you find that as you grow older, the list goes smaller and smaller.
There's these funny videos that's like people do like when they're in their 20s, they're like, yeah, God, I want this man, I want that man, I want that man.
And then when they start growing up,
Father, anything.
Yeah. When they get to the certain age,
Father,
like,
anything.
please.
I just want to get married.
As long as it's a man, that's it. As long as it's a man. But yeah. I think it's about understanding timing. Don't let anyone pressure you, like you said before. Don't let anyone put their time on you. Sure, maybe they got married early, but that might not be your time. You may rush to get married early, but you're not ready.
Yeah.
Or you might go and find someone else who's not ready.
Yeah.
But trust in God's time, have faith. You know, obviously do everything that you need to do on the outwards, like look good, be presentable, be ladylike, and you know, just
be
someone that, you know, men will like to be with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't take away from God's timing being God's timing. You know, so I think if you put those two together, you'll be able to have like you'll be in a much better place within yourself and be joyful. And just be joyful.
Yeah,
and right now,
live a good single life.
Enjoy where you are at the moment. Don't let your expectations of where you feel like you should be take away from where you are at the moment.
Yeah.
Because there's so much blessing in your singleness. There's certain things that I used to do when I was single that I can't do anymore.
Oh Lord,
you know what I mean?
Tell me about it.
Why are you saying it like that? Well, what? You want to go back?
No, maybe we'll actually have a podcast episode like that. But maybe things we would have done differently in our single when we were single.
Yeah. I don't think. I think.
What I was gonna say. If I probably would have been intentional about traveling more.
Maybe
when I was single.
Solo trips.
Yeah.
I would have done a lot of solo trips. I didn't do them many solo trips.
I
was a home guy though.
I did solo dates. I remember I went to the cinema by myself and I went to the movies.
Yeah.
I said movies. I went to eat by myself. So yeah, I did solo dates, but like I probably would have traveled a bit more.
Yeah, probably same thing. It's probably same thing.
Because I must be honest, the traveling with kids is
it's another ball game.
It's a skill.
Yeah, it's another ball game.
Yeah, it is a skill.
And every time I travel by myself, it's mostly to do with
whenever we travel with the kids, like the focus is like it's a family trip for the kids. Like we make sure it's about the kids. It's never about us. Yeah.
Unless the hotel, like the last hotel, had like a little nursery in it, but that's.
But even that you have to supervise.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, so don't be robbed of where you are at the moment. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy where you are now, and when you pray, when you get yourself ready, do your part. God will do his part. When God
brings the man,
you'll be
he
very,
will
very
find
happy.
A whole and a complete woman that's not desperately looking for someone to lavish her love on.
But because you'll find out that you'll settle real quick. Because you
desperation makes
anyone.
You make wrong decisions.
But anyway, thank you so much for that.
All right,
wait before we go, you look good.
Thank you. Listen, guys, I tried color. This is in all of my 30 plus years. I've never had color in my hair, so I thought I'll try something nice.
Is it your first time?
Yep, never had color in my hair.
No, like actually your first time.
Literally, never ever had.
I'm gonna go to the archives.
Okay, I'm lying. There was this one that no, but that didn't bang at all. Like I couldn't even go out with it. But I think we have a picture with it. I'll show you.
I'm definitely. Ooh, I think I remember which one. We did go out with it.
I did go out with it. I wasn't confident though. I actually wasn't confident.
That's
but
amazing.
Cool. Okay, so that's all we have time for today. It was lovely having this conversation. We probably will be doing this a lot more, so do look out for when I put out stories.
And if there's anything that you want to send to us,
so
inbox us.
If you're listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever, the handle will be at Alberta Resihene and Akobi Says on Instagram. Drop in your questions and let's see if we can address them. So God bless you guys and have a great week.
Take care.
Bye.